Hey guys, MeLikeBigBoom here, showing you guys how to farm in the game Unturned. Now farming is an extremely essential and basic skill that you guys need to master in the game Unturned in order to keep yourself alive for very long periods of time. If it gives you an idea, this in combination with hunting, like killing that deer and cooking his meat in this campfire over here, has kept me alive for a very long time. I almost have all my skills completely maxed out. I just have to get those two guys, and I just have an inventory full, consistently full of food and all sorts of different goodies to keep me alive. And so farming on top of hunting is an extremely basic skill, and by the end of this video you are going to be a pretty solid master of farming. Now farming is extremely basic, and trust me, all it is really taking a seed and putting it down on some soil. But there is a bit more of a complex process than that in order to get the most efficient use out of your farming. So basically the way farming works is you can take a seed and you can put it down on either regular ground, like this ground out here, or on fertile soil. Now there is fertile soil at the farmlands out in the places out here, or you can choose to make your own fertile soil by making a greenhouse foundation. Now in my inventory right now I have some pretty basic materials to start farming. Now I'm gonna go ahead and harvest all these things and get a bunch of seeds for this video. First thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to find fertile soil. You can choose to plant the seeds on regular ground. See how you can just put it on regular ground and it will work, but it won't grow as fast. So what you need to do is you need to find fertile soil. Now you can choose to plant on the fertile farmland at the farms around the map. There are some out in that direction. Or you can choose to make your own fertile soil. Your fertile soil is called a greenhouse foundation, and the way that you make that is by combining 4 fertilizer and a wooden platform. Now first off, I'm going to make a platform by taking 3 wooden plates and 1 wooden cross, and I get myself a wooden platform. Now I need to make 4 fertilizer. Now you can find fertilizer by going down to the botanist shop in Alberton. Alberton is, see, I'm the X, and Alberton is right there. And there's a botanist shop in there. It's the green building. It should be like right about there on my scope. So you can find fertilizer there, but it's pretty rare. The better way is to actually craft fertilizer. And the way that you do that is with rope and cloth. Now, rope is relatively rare to find, but luckily you can craft it yourself by taking some cloth and a handsaw, and you get some rope. And you actually get 2 rope for every 1 piece of cloth. So now I have 2 rope and I have a cloth. And cloth can be easily found in the laundromat in Alberton and also in the clothes store in Alberton. And even if there aren't any raw cloth pieces in those areas, you can take the clothing pieces like the pants and the shirts, and if you put them into the supply section of the crafting menu, you can turn them into raw cloth. So I'm going to take that cloth, I'm going to take that rope, and we get 3 fertilizer just from 1 cloth and 1 rope. So now we have 4 fertilizer, and if you combine that with 1 wooden platform, you get yourself a greenhouse platform. Now the way a greenhouse platform works is exactly the same that a wooden platform works. So what you would think is that you can just go and place it down on the ground like this, but that doesn't work because it's a platform, not a foundation. So what you can do is you can choose to place it alongside a foundation, like this right here. Or you can place it on top of 4 pillars. I don't really have 4 pillars with me, but this is a pillar. Or you can put it on top of another foundation, or whatever you call it, a platform. And so it just snapped on right there for a quick second. Let me see if I can get it to work again. There we go. And now I've put it on top of the other foundation. So that's how you get your... okay, I'm going to kill this thing. Alright, so now you have fertile soil. Now that you put down your greenhouse platform, you can actually begin the planting process. Now, in order to find seeds, you can either find them in their raw form scattered around the map. Once again, you can find seeds in the botanist shop. You can also find them in the kitchen of the ship over there. But that's really not the most efficient way to find them. The best way to find seeds is by taking moldy fruit or just fresh fruit and putting them in the crafting table, and you get seeds from that. Now, fresh fruit or fresh vegetables will yield 2 seeds per vegetable, but moldy vegetables, I keep on saying fruit, moldy vegetables will yield only 1 seed. So whenever you come across a moldy tomato, it's not completely useless. You can also turn it into seeds. So I'm going to take all my fresh fruit that I had just harvested earlier in the video, and I'm going to turn them into seeds. Now right here I have some moldy tomatoes that I got from the pizza shop in Alberton, and see how they're not completely useless. I also get 1 tomato seed from each moldy tomato. So now I've gotten all my seeds, and I can take them and start planting them. Now there are many different kinds of vegetables that you can grow. I believe there are carrots, corn, cabbage, tomatoes, and potatoes. I think that's 5 different vegetables that you can plant. Now the 2 best ones that I'd recommend planting are potatoes or carrots. Those are the only 2 that I'd recommend planting, because carrots refill 20% health like every other vegetable except for the potato, but it takes the least amount of time to grow to full maturity. Potatoes, on the other hand, take, I think, 2 minutes longer to grow, but they refill 30% health. So it really depends. Would you like to wait longer but get more health in the end, or would you like to be able to have a giant farm quickly but have a bunch of carrots that refill less health? So it's really up to you. As you can see, I have 18 carrots compared to 4 potatoes because carrots grow faster. So really it's up to you on what you want to plant. I'm just going to do a little mixture of everything and start planting them, and you don't have to worry about them getting stunted, so you can plant them as close as you want to each other. It doesn't matter. The only thing is, if you're building it elevated off the ground, if you plant them really close to the edge like this, when you go to harvest it, it might fall off and land on the ground below, which will make the harvesting process a bit longer. So I'm going to plant all of these. Some plants are a bit bigger and require more space than the smaller plants. And some plants are also able to be planted closer to each other than others. Tomatoes require quite a bit of space between each other in order to grow. So I think they're probably my least favorite vegetable to grow, because they still only refill 20% health for each tomato, and they require quite a bit of space to grow. Potatoes are my personal favorite. They do require quite a bit of space to grow, but each potato yields 30% health. Alright, so I have planted all my plants in my fertile soil, and now really all you have to do is wait for it to grow to full growth, which will be just about on average among all the plants to be around 10 minutes of real time. And also, plants grow while you're outside of the game, so I can disconnect and even quit the game and the plants will still be growing. So when you come back, they'll be fully grown. Also, fertilizer is not only used for crafting the greenhouse platform. If you also take some fertilizer and equip it on a plant, it will fully grow that plant instantly. So now I can harvest that tomato. If you're really starting off your farm, I'd recommend using fertilizer on it to get your farm quickly up and running. Or if you're just in some sort of emergency and you need food fast, then you can use fertilizer on the plants and get your food instantly. But really it's kind of useless, because if you're really low on food, then all you really have to do is just disconnect, wait, and then come back, and then all your plants will be fully grown and your hunger wouldn't have gone down because you weren't on the server. Now, zombies will attack your plants, so what I'd recommend doing is putting down some walnuts and pea shooters and... no, I'm just kidding. Make sure to put some defenses around. Now, for that reason, that's why I have my greenhouse platforms up on the roof of my building, in order to keep the zombies away from them, because zombies can't climb ladders. But if you have your greenhouse platform on the ground, I'd recommend putting sandbags and barbed wire and stuff around it to keep the zombies away from it, because they will attack your greenhouse platform and they will attack your crops. Also, you don't have to worry about stepping on your plants. You can jump all over them all day. You don't have to worry about it. I know Minecraft was an issue with that, stepping on your crops, especially my freaking wolves. They would always step on my crops. But anyway, that's the extremely basic concept of farming. Now you know how to get yourself pretty much an infinite supply of food, and now you have no worry about hunger. So, that is all I have for now. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and do all that gibberish, because MeLikeBigBoom is out.